Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking something really fascinating, a framework called the art of conversational pedagogy. Basically, this is all about completely transforming how we deliver content. Instead of just getting up there and reading facts off a page, this framework gives us a clear mandate. We absolutely must take raw information and mold it into a really engaging educational discussion. It's a structural, step-by-step approach to teaching, and we're going to explore the exact blueprint for how to pull it off. So let's kick things off with a million-dollar question. How do we actually make education truly engaging for students? Because let's be real, this is the central problem that conversational pedagogy is trying to solve. Just having the right information, that's not enough anymore. The delivery mechanism is what really determines if a student actually learns anything. If your content is dry, robotic, or totally disconnected, the student is just going to tune out. So everything we're about to look at is perfectly engineered to answer this exact question. Part 1. Conversational pedagogy defined. Okay, so what exactly is it? Conversational pedagogy is defined as the practice of turning standard content into an engaging educational discussion specifically designed for students. It's a very deliberate transformation. You aren't just presenting, you're actively crafting a conversation. And the focus is entirely student-centric. The whole goal here is to make the audience feel like they're right there, part of a dynamic exchange of ideas, instead of just sitting there passively enduring a lecture. Moving right along to part 2, the 3 core pillars. Believe it or not, effective communication really just distills down into 3 specific actionable rules. You need simple language, smooth transitions, and clear explanations. Now, I know that sounds pretty basic on the surface, but executing all 3 of these at the exact same time, that is the secret engine behind a truly engaging educational discussion. By sticking strictly to these 3 pillars, you essentially remove all the friction from the learning process. So let's break each of these down. Rule number 1 requires a total, strict commitment to simple language. And honestly, it comes first for a really good reason. To create a genuine conversation, you've got to strip away all that unnecessary complexity. Jargon, convoluted phrasing, super academic terms, they just act as a massive barrier between you and your audience. By choosing simple, highly accessible language, you immediately invite the viewer into the discussion. You aren't talking down to them at all. You're just clearing the path so the core concepts can really shine through without any distraction. Next up, rule number 2, clear explanations. Once you've simplified your language, your explanations themselves have to be incredibly clear. This is a strict requirement, mostly because the ultimate goal is for students to genuinely grasp the concepts. I mean, if the language is simple but the logic is all muddy, the whole pedagogy just fails. A clear explanation means taking complex ideas and breaking them down into easily digestible pieces, making absolutely sure that the listener understands not just the what, but the why and the how. And that brings us to rule 3, smooth transitions. Think about it. You can have the simplest words and the clearest ideas in the world, but you're still going to sound like a rigid lecture if those ideas aren't connected seamlessly. This is where smooth transitions really save the day. They are absolutely vital for keeping the viewer's attention locked in. Transitions act as the connective tissue of the conversation. They guide the listener naturally from one point to the next, so the whole educational journey feels fluid and natural rather than jerky or disjointed. Which leads us to part 3, the presenter dynamic. There is this really powerful directive that just perfectly captures the whole framework. It says, make it sound like 2 intelligent presenters discussing the topic naturally. That right there, that models the absolute ideal educational environment. Even if you're up there all by yourself giving a presentation, your tone, your pacing, and your energy should totally mimic an intelligent, natural dialogue. It shouldn't sound like someone reading out of a textbook. It should feel like a vibrant, interesting exchange of ideas, because it's that natural rhythm that actually captivates the student and makes the learning feel completely effortless. So notice how all these elements build upon one another sequentially. It's like a puzzle. It starts with that solid foundation of simple language, which naturally allows for clear explanations. Then, those explanations get linked together by smooth transitions. And the ultimate result, the absolute apex of this entire framework, is that natural, intelligent discussion. It's a totally systematic process. When you apply these rules in order, you almost automatically create the ultimate engaging learning experience for your students. It quite literally transforms raw data into true pedagogy. But knowledge is really only as good as its application. So I want to leave you with this. How will you apply conversational pedagogy in your own academic presentations? The next time you're tasked with explaining a complex topic, are you going to default to a dry lecture, or are you going to use simple language, clear explanations, and smooth transitions to create a natural, intelligent discussion? Think about how these principles could literally transform your own communication style. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.